Hello class, today we're going to learn how to multiply expressions in exponent form. So this is kind of like a step further than what we did yesterday or Tuesday. So come along with me. Okay. When we multiply exponents, it's really difficult. It's really different about what actually multiplication is. Because when it says multiplication, it's really not multiplying the exponents. The only thing that you will multiply is your base. Okay? So, for number 1, you have 6 to the 6 squared times 6 thirds. Now, the first thing when you do when you multiply, like I said before, when you multiply an exponent form, first thing you need to do, you need to keep the base the same. You keep the base the same. All right? So right here, 6 to the 6th power times 6 to the 3rd power, you keep the base the same. So to keep the base the same, you would keep the 6. So I would have 6. Now, when you multiply an exponent form, you add the exponents. So now we will add the exponents. So I add 6 plus 3. And 6 plus 3 is now 9. So our answer will be 6 to the 9th power. Okay? So let's do B. Our bases are the same. So we would keep the n. Now, when we're multiplying exponents, we add the exponents. So 5 plus 7 equals 12. And now our answer will be n to the 12th power. That's great. But what happens if our base are not the same? When the base are not the same, we multiply the bases by each other. Okay? So now I will multiply 2 times 3. 2 times 3 times negative 7. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times negative 7 is negative 42. All right. Now I will add up all my exponents that are the same. So I have x5. This is really saying x plus 1 and x to the 1st power. So we have x plus 1 plus 1. So I have x to the 7th power because I add up all my x's that are the same. And now I would just have y to the 1st power. Let's do it again. In D, my base are different. So I have to do negative 3 times negative 2. Negative 3 times negative 2 gives me positive 6. Now I would have to put all my x's together. Even though there's nothing up there, if it's just saying x, that's really saying x to the 1st power. So I have x1 to the 1st power plus another x to the 1st power, which give me x to the 2nd power. Same thing with my y's. I will put these together. That's y to the 4th. And even though it stands alone, it lets me know it does represent 1. And 4 plus 1. So now I have y to the 5th power. And I will put all of these together. So my answer will be 6x to the 2nd power and y to the 5th power. Okay, so let's do some more. 4, right? Our x's, our base are the same. So what will we do here? We would just add all our bases together. Keep the base the same. So we have our 4. Now, with our 4s, we need to add up our exponents. Now that we have our base the same, we need to put all our exponents. So we have 2 plus 4 plus 0, and this is 4 to the 6th power. If they ask you to put it in standard form, 4 to the 6th power is 4,096. So either one. If you want to put in exponent form or standard form. Next one. They would ask us to put all our x's and y's together. So we have x. And since our base are not the same, we would just put them together. X to the 5th and y to the 2nd. And for f, we would do the exact same thing. It's no other number in front of this, so I will bring down a 2. Next, I will add my x's together. So I have x squared, then I will add the 3. So that will give me x to the 5th power. Next one, I see the y. I have y to the 4th power, and this is, even though it's by itself, it still represents a 1 plus 1, which equals y to the 5th power. And I plug that up here. And now for my z's, I have z to the 5th power and plus z to the 2nd power over here. And this will give me z to the 7th power. So my full answer will be 2, x to the 5th, y to the 5th, and z to the 7th power. Let's look at h. We will put our base. They're different, so we have to make the base the same. So this is the only time you multiply where it says multiply exponents. You only multiply the base. So 3 times 2, which is 6. Then we put our x's together. x1 and x to the 2nd power. That will give me x to the 3rd. And since y doesn't have anything to combine with this, this is just y. Okay. Now, when you see a negative number, anytime you see a number to the 0 power, if it says, if it says 7 to the 0 power, it will always be 1. Anything to the 0 power will always be 1. Now, it is a trick. If, in this case, your number is a negative number, okay, that is raised, that is raised to the 0 power. And is in parentheses. So, for example, like number 2, it has negative 2, but it's in parentheses. It is raised to the 0 power. The answer is 1. So, for example, if I have 7 again, negative 7, in parentheses, it is raised to the 0 power. The answer is 1. Okay? So in my calculator, if I put in parentheses, negative 7 raised to the 0 power, my answer would be 1. So what would happen if my number is not in parentheses? If your number is a negative number, that is raised to the 0 power, and is not in parentheses, the answer is negative 1. So for example, negative 7 raised to the 0 power is negative 1. So let's plug that in the calculator to see if it's true. Negative 7 raised to the, to the 0 power, it gives you negative 1. So that's why parentheses make a huge difference in math. So for B, this does not have a parentheses around it, so that would give us a negative 1. So this would say negative 1 plus, now that's in parentheses, so we're going to put it just like how it says, negative 3 to the 2nd power, and I guess it was 9. So negative 1 plus 9 equals 8. I hope you understand everything that we went over. If you need extra help, please let me know in MSI tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.